This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Wednesday, June 11th, 2025. I'm Gary Dick. Peoria-based Goodwill Industries of Central Illinois and Indianapolis-based Goodwill of Central and Southern Indiana have agreed to merge. The combined nonprofit Goodwill will serve 21 counties in Central Illinois and 40 counties in Central and Southern Indiana, including tens of thousands of individuals through health, education, housing, and employment programs. Kent Kramer, the current CEO of Goodwill of Central and Southern Indiana, will lead the combined organization.
Collectively, we can have more impact in Illinois and in Indiana. We operate 19 high schools. We administer a program called Nurse Family Partnership, where we're serving 2,500 Medicaid eligible mothers. We've got reentry programs. So, we've really leaned into that and built that model over the last couple of decades.
Calling it the biggest development project in city history, the Hammond Common Council has okayed a development agreement for a major data center project on the city's lakefront. Chicago-based developer Decennial is planning to spend $1.2 billion to expand its operations at the Digital Crossroads Data Center campus. The investment expected to generate as many as 90 full-time jobs, as well as thousands of construction jobs. The Ohio River Way, a 308-mile water trail that connects communities in Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, has been designated as a national water trail. The nonprofit that oversees the trail said in a news release, the recognition marks the largest addition to the national trail system this year. From the state's #1 source for Indiana business news, you're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio. Indiana's economy is on the move, and every region has a role to play. Join IBJ Media and Inside Indiana Business for the Innovate Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. We're traveling to 10 regions across the state to spotlight business growth, workforce development, innovation, and Indiana's tech hubs. Don't miss this front row look at Indiana's future and the growth opportunities in your region. Find out when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/innovate. An early review of Indiana's 2024 infant death records shows a year-over-year decline, potentially reaching a historic low.
Provisional data from the Indiana Department of Health shows the state's infant mortality rate last year was 6.3 deaths per 1,000 live births, down from 6.6 deaths in 2023. If the rate holds after final review, it would be Indiana's lowest since the state began tracking the measure in 1900. The previous low was 6.5 deaths in 2019. Infant mortality refers to the death of a child before their first birthday and is often seen as a key indicator of overall public health. Indiana has long struggled to lower its rate, particularly among marginalized populations and in rural areas. For years, the state ranked among the worst in the nation, and Indiana's rate still remains above the national average. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Two of the top employers in Pike County are making big investments in robotics to fuel their operations. The Pike County Economic Development Corporation says the investments by Four Star Fabricators and Stella Jones, Inc. are positive indicators for the county's economy. Brightpoint Development Fund, a Fort Wayne-based nonprofit that provides business loans, financial education, and housing development services, has received a $2 million equity equivalent investment from Old National Bank. An equity equivalent investment, often referred to as an EQ2, is a financial tool with characteristics similar to equity investments, but for community development financial institutions such as Brightpoint. This is Gary Dick for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.